Hey y'all, it's July the 17th, 2017, y'all, and I wanted to make some references. It's early in the day, just to knock it out. I wanted to make a few references and talk to y'all about a couple things that I think that y'all need to hear about. First off, I'm going to start with the Caitlin Nicole Davis situation, which is a situation obviously that I'm very invested in. Alright, I want to start with that situation because I want to let people know they might experience something of a sense of urgency coming from myself. They're going to notice things like people like myself asking questions that are kind of tough to answer, even though that they are simple. All right, they're gonna notice questions that they might not necessarily like coming from people like myself, and they're gonna notice a sense of urgency. All right, they're not really gonna want to dance around the subject and just point fingers all day. Here's the thing about it. Alright, a lot of us already acknowledging the Caitlin Nicole Davis thing ain't gonna be no jail time for nobody. Right? And I hope that there is. Me personally, on a personal note, I hope that there's jail time for everybody. Alright? But in reality, that's not what we're gonna see. Ain't nobody gonna see a jail cell, period. And we're gonna talk about the efficacy of a jail cell to begin with. We're going to talk about that towards the end of this. But, alright, you're going to notice that from me. And a lot of people, it might appear off-putting when people like myself, we think this way, we talk this way, we want to know answers, we want to get to solutions. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you have to be patient in situations like this, but however, there's only so much patience that you should need, that we should show here, because, like I said, the matters that we're thinking about, such as this, are actually quite urgent in nature. Alright? That being said, I want to talk about a certain situation, because here's the thing. At the same time as remembering Caitlin Nicole Davis, everything that led up to it, everything that's happened after it, at the same time, me, myself, and a lot of people out there are fully aware of situations and cases all across this nation that are much worse. I'm talking about 100 times worse than the Caitlin Nicole Davis. Alright, unfortunately, like one such instance, and I know instances that are worse than this one. One such instance is a case that a lot of people are very invested in, and that's of a 5-year-old girl named Jayla from out of Idaho. She was raped, right? Severely, drastically. If you haven't heard of it, go ahead and Google it. And tell me if that's not worse than the Caitlin Nicole Davis situation. The thing is, it's pretty damn bad. A lot of people know about it. All right, I left a link below. And it's to a video that may well get banned off of YouTube. Probably it will. So I'm not sure if the link will take you to the video. Alright, I already noticed that the comments, for whatever reason, aren't showing up on the video. And E.T. Williams, he doesn't censor these comments. Alright, so the video is of a man named E.T. Williams, like I said. And he's describing for you a situation, if you're not familiar with Jayla from out of Idaho, a 5-year-old girl being raped by 3 older boys. Alright? And if you're not familiar, they happen to be Muslim. They happen to be migrants. Alright? In Idaho, from Somalia and Iraq. And who knows really. But the thing is, okay, we have E.T. Williams here on the video, if you can even see it, if it's not banned from YouTube by now. Alright, and he's describing for you this horrid nightmare of a situation. And you're going to notice from him a sense of urgency. You're going to notice a person who he might have had patience at one point. He has no patience for it now. He's too far down the rabbit hole. All right. One thing that I wanted to point out, and I think that is crucial to understand, because, and this is going to come from left field, a lot of people are very concerned about folks like Alex Jones. All right. And they're going to be concerned for the very same reasons watching this person right here, down here, a very righteous man, a very, very good man, named E.T. Williams. They'll be concerned for the same exact reasons when it comes to E.T. Williams. And most of it has to do with his boisterousness, with his demeanor, you know what I'm saying, with his disposition. Most of the concern is going to be because, you know what, at this point in E.T. Williams' life, and at this point in Alex Jones's life, and at this point in a lot of our lives, we don't have patience at all for these situations. These situations are happening all across our nation and needs to be stopped. We're talking about savage barbarians from outside of this country coming into this country. We're talking about savage barbarians that somehow were born up in this country. And certain people, well, you know, they just don't have any more tolerance to give for this. They're all out of tolerance. All out of it. Thing is, what I gotta explain is that looks a certain kind of way when it comes to a man from Texas, alright? And that's what y'all are going to be noticing. That looks a certain kind of way when you're talking about a man from Texas, alright? Because something in our blood, I don't know what it is, gets us all hot up on the collar. We might have patience to begin with, but at the end of the day, it ain't no more patience, alright? That is how we look. That's how we act. That is how we feel in our brains. All right, we're done with patience. In fact, when we're talking about jail cells, the fact that nobody's going to see a jail cell when it comes to Caitlin Nicole Davis, no one's going to see a jail cell when it comes to this little girl named Jayla. And there's so many instances all over this nation. All right, you understand that some people, well, you know what? They just don't have time. They've seen it too much. Alright, and when we're talking about jail cells, a lot of us don't even believe in the jail cells. Alright, put you up under the jail cell. Alright, be done with you. Alright, because we run out of patience for savage barbarians. There's a lot of people with kid gloves and stuff trying to deal with these savage barbarians, talking about, you know, all they need is, you know, a good job and, you know, opportunities, and they're not going to be savage barbarians no more. You know what? Savage barbarians have been existing forever, since forever. We need to keep them away from us. We need to build a big, beautiful wall. You know what I'm saying? Just to do it. I don't even care about how practical the wall is. I just do it. Just do it to do it. All right, and then find all the savage barbarians up in our country and go ahead and kick them out to the other side of the wall. In fact, put them up under the wall. Who cares? All right. Some people are at that point. A lot of those folks were from Texas. A lot of them, they're gonna scare you maybe a little bit because of the intensity in which that they talk and stuff like that. But however, we're at a point in time when urgency is definitely needed. There's no reason to dance around all these injustices going on in our country. And then let me point out this. When it comes to our country, when it comes to our foundation, how we were founded, our laws and our legislation, which have been all mucked up, by the way. All muddied up. The waters have been sincerely muddied up. All right, when we think about our legislation, we understand this country doesn't tolerate rape. All right, this country was never meant to tolerate rape. All right, and things of that nature. No, well, our country, our civilization, our set of rules, if we followed them, it would see no tolerance. It would see no acceptance for this kind of savage, barbarian behavior. All right, and so if you're looking at this system that we got going on here, and you're saying, you know what, it doesn't work. Maybe we should try Sharia. Maybe we should try all sort of different other things. Maybe we should start from scratch. No, how about we just follow the laws that we already have and put some savage barbarians up under the ground? First of all, we put them through court, and we do it all by the book, very legally. It is written down. All right, we find people who are absolutely undeniably guilty, unbelievably guilty, put them in the ground. Why are we paying money for these people? All right, so what I'm just trying to ask is, people, please go ahead and try to understand. When you see folks from Texas speaking on these matters, you might see them as crazy people. You might see them as abnormal. Perhaps we're a little bit of both. Alright? But we're seeking some justice. We're not playing about it. We're not joking around about it. It doesn't ever really leave our minds here in Texas. Anyways, we're balls deep up in the tribulation. It is July the 17th, 2017, and I'll holler at y'all later about some probably happier stuff than this.